In 2018, Andres Iniesta played his last season for Barcelona. Barcelona knew that it would be difficult to find a replacement for him, but in La Masia there were numerous players who were seen as possible successors to Iniesta. One of the most promising midfielders back then in La Masia was Aleña. He never managed to properly break through at Barcelona though. Was it because he wasn't good enough? Or was it to blame on something or someone else? Well, that's what we're going to find out, so make sure to stay tuned as we take a look into the unfortunate Barca career of Aleña. On the 30th of November 2016 in the Copa del Rey against Hercules as an 18-year-old, Aleña made his official debut for Barcelona. That season, under Luis Enrique though, he would barely have any game time. In the 2017-2018 season under Ernesto Valverde, things didn't really get better. He played a few games in the Copa del Rey and that was about it. But that was also Iniesta's last season at Barcelona. That's why in the 2018-2019 season, it's not a surprise that Aleña finally started having more game time. He regularly came in as a substitute, started some games as well, and in 35 games he scored a total of 5 goals and delivered 1 assist. As a 20-year-old who was starting to break through, it seemed like there was still a future for him at Barcelona. In the 2019-2020 season though, with the likes of Riqui Puig and Frenkie de Jong also being at Barcelona, things would quickly go downhill for Aleña. He only played 5 games for Barcelona in the first half of the season. That's why he got loaned out to Real Betis for the second half of the season. There he got more playing time, but he didn't really become an undisputable starter either. In the 2020-2021 season, he returned to Barcelona, only to end up in the same kind of situation as 1 year ago. He only played 5 games, and in January, that's why he got loaned out to Getafe. By now, more promising talents like Pedri started taking over Barcelona's midfield for the future. He moved to Getafe on a permanent deal, where he still plays up to this day, and though he did break through at the highest level of football, it's a true shame for him that he never made it at Barcelona. But why did he never make it? Was it because he was just not good enough? Well, there was only one season where he really got regular opportunities, that 2018-2019 season. In the same team he had to compete with midfielders like Rakitic, Arthur and Arturo Vidal. Even Philippe Coutinho was an option in midfield. All three of Arturo Vidal and Coutinho were signed in that same year, and Rakitic was already in his decline. The midfield clearly needed some new life at this point. And based on those signings, Barcelona president Bartomeu obviously thought that the best idea was to get that new life from elsewhere, and not from La Masia. Aleña was a promising talent though, and if I were Bartomeu or Ernesto Valverde, I wouldn't have signed Arturo Vidal, who was already 31 years of age. Barcelona could have easily played with a midfield three of Busquets, Rakitic and Coutinho that season, with Artur and Aleña being the players that you could rotate him with. Without Arturo Vidal, there would have still been enough depth, and Aleña would have gotten more game time. But could he really have broken through as well? Aleña never managed to immediately impress everyone. He didn't make anybody's jaws drop, he wasn't really impactful for Barcelona, and he's never been of great importance to the team. And you might say that you shouldn't expect young talents to immediately make an impact in the first team, and that those are unfair expectations. But most young talents who end up really breaking through did immediately make some kind of difference, had something special about them, became starting 11 players quite quickly. Lionel Messi, Busquets, Pedri, Gavi, even Lamine Yamal and Fermin Lopez, they all managed to immediately make an impact. They never needed some kind of adaptation time. In their first season, those kind of players tend to already become starting 11 players. And if they're not, then it's mostly because the manager wants to be careful not to rush them into professional football. Something that Ronald Koeman should have definitely done with Pedri as well. But back to the topic, the players from La Masia who break through, they've all immediately had some kind of impact. And even if they do, there is still a part of them who end up not making it. Think about Bojan, Ilaix Moriba and Nico Gonzalez. Aleña never really had the same kind of impact as the likes of Pedri and Gavi. If he would have, then he would have definitely become a starting 11 player in the 2018-2019 season, together with Rakitic and Busquets in midfield. That leads me to believe that in the end, Aleña might have just not been talented enough to really break through at Barcelona. He is still only 25 years of age right now, so he is probably still yet to reach his prime, and hopefully for him, he can still have a good career. That was it for today's video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and feel free to share your own opinion in the comments down below. Força Barça, Força Aleña, and have a good day.